For nearly 6 decades, Tom Selleck and Sam Elliott have shared one of the rarest friendships in Hollywood. In an industry where relationships often disappear as quickly as careers rise, their connection survived changing trends, fame, disappointments, aging, and the pressure of remaining relevant across generations. People often ask what kept their friendship alive for so long. The answer has less to do with celebrity and more to do with who they were before success arrived. Long before they became icons of the Western genre and recognizable faces across television and film, they were simply two young actors trying to survive in Hollywood. Tom Selleck was born on January 29, 1945, in Detroit, Michigan. His family later moved to California, where he spent most of his youth. Growing up in Los Angeles exposed him to the world of entertainment, but acting was not immediately his clear path. He was athletic and talented enough to earn a basketball scholarship to the University of Southern California. For a while, sports looked like his future, but there was always another side to him: curiosity, charisma, and an interest in performance that slowly became impossible to ignore. During his younger years, Tom worked as a model and appeared in commercials while trying to figure out whether acting could become a real career. Hollywood noticed his appearance almost immediately. Tall, handsome, confident, and naturally charming, Tom looked like someone studios could market easily. Ironically, that became one of his biggest challenges. Casting directors often assumed they already understood him before he even spoke. He spent years trying to prove he was more than just a good-looking actor. Sam Elliott came from a very different background and carried a very different energy. Born on August 9, 1944, in Sacramento, California, Sam later moved with his family to Oregon. The Pacific Northwest left a lasting mark on him. The quiet landscapes, long distances, and slower rhythm of life shaped the calm, grounded personality people later associated with him on screen. Even before fame, Sam already carried many of the qualities audiences would later recognize instantly. The deep voice, the calm presence, the stillness that made him seem perfectly built for westerns. Unlike Tom, whose personality often came across as warm and playful, Sam projected something quieter and more mysterious. The two men first crossed paths around 1969 while working on the Western television series Lancer. At the time, neither of them was famous. Neither had accomplished anything major inside Hollywood. They were simply actors trying to get steady work. Their roles on the show were small and forgettable, but the meeting itself turned out to be life-changing. Something about their personalities connected naturally. It was not dramatic or immediate in the way movies often portray friendships. Instead, it developed quietly through shared interests, similar work ethic, and mutual respect. One story from that early period reveals a lot about Tom's personality and why Sam respected him so much. During auditions for Western roles, actors were often asked whether they could ride horses. For the genre, horseback riding was considered essential. Many actors lied in order to get jobs. Tom did not. When asked directly whether he could ride, Tom admitted he could not. But he also explained that he was athletic, willing to learn, and not afraid of horses. That honesty impressed the casting team enough to give him the role anyway. Sam noticed things like that. He understood authenticity, and he respected people who did not pretend to be something they were not. At the time, Sam already seemed more naturally suited for Western roles. He had the look, the voice, and the calm confidence that directors loved in that genre. Tom later admitted openly that Sam appeared more certain of himself and his direction as an actor during those early years. There was never jealousy between them. Instead, there was admiration. Tom respected Sam's clarity and confidence, while Sam appreciated Tom's honesty and determination. The 1970s proved difficult for Tom Selleck professionally. Like many young men during that era, he became involved with military service during the Vietnam War period. He served in the California National Guard and spent several years balancing military responsibilities with his struggling acting career. When he returned fully to Hollywood afterward, many opportunities had disappeared. Studios lost interest quickly in young actors who were not immediate stars. Tom found himself back at the beginning again, appearing in commercials and small television roles while trying to rebuild momentum. At one point, legendary actress Mae West took a liking to him after they worked together on a film. She publicly praised him and helped introduce him to influential people in Hollywood. Tom later admitted that her support helped keep his career alive during uncertain years. While Tom fought for recognition, Sam Elliott slowly built his career through patience and consistency. He appeared in Western television shows and supporting roles, gradually developing a reputation as a dependable actor who brought authenticity to every performance. Then, in 1979, their friendship entered a new phase. Tom and Sam were cast together in The Sacketts, based on novels by Louis L'Amour. For the first time, they were not simply sharing a set, they were playing brothers. The chemistry between them felt completely natural. Audiences immediately believed their relationship because underneath the acting, there was already genuine friendship and trust. Viewers responded strongly to their performances, and critics noticed how believable their dynamic felt on screen. A few years later, they reunited again in The Shadow Riders, once more playing brothers. This time, their characters came from opposite sides of the Civil War but were forced to reunite and work together. The performances carried emotional weight because the connection between the actors felt real rather than manufactured. Their scenes together contained a kind of relaxed understanding that cannot easily be faked. During the early 1980s, Tom Selleck's career changed dramatically when he starred in Magnum P.I. The role transformed him into one of the most recognizable television stars in America. Interestingly, Tom almost became Indiana Jones before scheduling conflicts prevented it. The role eventually went to Harrison Ford. Although losing such a massive opportunity could have damaged another actor emotionally, Magnum P.I. became hugely successful in its own right. Tom's performance combined humor, confidence, warmth, and vulnerability in ways audiences loved. He became known not only for his acting, but for representing a certain kind of masculinity that felt approachable rather than arrogant. He looked strong and capable, but also decent and relatable. While Tom became a major television star, Sam Elliott continued building one of the most respected careers in Hollywood through a completely different path. Rather than becoming associated with one defining television role, Sam developed a reputation as one of the most reliable character actors in American film. He appeared in movies like Roadhouse, Tombstone, and The Big Lebowski, bringing his unique screen presence to each project. Sam rarely overacted. Instead, his power came from stillness, timing, and credibility. He seemed believable in every role because audiences sensed honesty underneath the performance. Throughout these decades, Tom and Sam remained close friends even while their careers followed different paths. One reason their friendship lasted was because neither man treated Hollywood as the center of his identity. Both built lives outside the entertainment industry. Tom married Jillie Mack in 1987, and together they created a relatively private family life away from constant public attention. Sam married actress Katharine Ross in 1984, and their marriage became one of Hollywood's rare long-lasting relationships. Both men preferred ranch life, quiet routines, family time, and outdoor work over the constant celebrity lifestyle many actors chase. That similarity mattered. They understood each other because they valued many of the same things: loyalty, privacy, work ethic, and authenticity. Years later, another important chapter arrived when Sam Elliott joined the cast of 1883, the prequel to Yellowstone created by Taylor Sheridan. Sam's performance as Shea Brennan reminded audiences why he remained such a respected actor after decades in the business. The role carried sadness, strength, wisdom, and emotional depth. At the same time, Tom Selleck was starring in Blue Bloods, where he played Frank Reagan, the leader of a law enforcement family in New York City. Although the settings of the two shows were completely different, both characters reflected qualities their actors understood deeply: responsibility, integrity, leadership, and emotional restraint. Tom publicly praised Sam's work in 1883, saying he would love to work with him again someday. His comments carried genuine affection rather than polite industry compliments. The timing of those comments became especially meaningful because Tom was going through a difficult period professionally. Blue Bloods was canceled after 14 seasons, ending a major chapter of his life and career. For years, the show had provided structure, routine, and purpose. Suddenly, that stability disappeared. Friends reportedly noticed that Tom struggled emotionally after the series ended. He spent long hours working physically on his ranch, almost as if he were trying to distract himself from the loss of routine and identity that often comes when a major project ends. Sam Elliott understood those feelings immediately because he had experienced similar uncertainty throughout his own career. Instead of making public statements or offering dramatic gestures, Sam simply called his friend. That quiet act probably explains their friendship better than anything else. After nearly 60 years, they did not need grand displays of loyalty. They understood each other naturally. Sam knew Tom needed support. Tom knew Sam genuinely cared. The friendship survived because it was built long before fame complicated their lives. Another important reason audiences connect so strongly with both actors is the kind of masculinity they represented throughout their careers. Neither man built his reputation on arrogance, aggression, or flashy behavior. Instead, both became symbols of quiet strength, emotional restraint, and moral clarity. This is especially visible in the Western genre. For Tom and Sam, Western stories were never simply about cowboys, horses, or gunfights. They understood that the heart of the Western genre is moral responsibility, ordinary people choosing integrity even when easier options exist. Tom's performance in Quigley Down Under perfectly demonstrated this idea. His character refuses to compromise his principles even when doing so would benefit him personally. Sam's performance in 1883 carried similar themes. His character endured enormous pain and loss yet continued trying to do the right thing because decency remained important to him. These performances resonated because audiences sensed that both actors genuinely believed in the values their characters represented. Their careers became connected not just by friendship, but by shared understanding about storytelling, character, and personal integrity. Even now, in their 80s, people continue asking about Tom Selleck and Sam Elliott because their friendship represents something increasingly rare. Loyalty that survives time, fame, disappointment, and aging. Hollywood relationships often collapse under pressure, competition, or ego. Tom and Sam avoided those traps because neither man seemed interested in turning friendship into performance. They simply respected each other deeply. Tom has openly admitted many times that he admires Sam enormously as both an actor and a person. Sam, in turn, speaks about Tom with warmth and appreciation that feels completely genuine. Their connection is not dramatic or complicated. It is steady, and perhaps that is why it lasted. They met before success arrived. They supported each other through decades of uncertainty and fame. They built families, careers, and lives outside the entertainment industry while remaining connected through shared values and mutual respect. Some friendships burn brightly for a short time before disappearing. Others grow slowly and quietly until they become permanent parts of people's lives. Tom Selleck and Sam Elliott built the second kind.